This is the Weigh-In Podcast by Benoit Chestnut and the occasional pop-in Sebastian Romero. On this week's Weigh-In, we're here to talk to you about You already know it is here. This week is Max Holloway, McGregor, Conor McGregor, Max Holloway 2 is this week. And we're here to break down how that card looks. We already previously talked about how that card looks, and now we're going to break it down as far as prelims, early prelims, and that main card. So it is kind of starting to shape, and we are here. So with that further being due, that is this week's weigh-in. If we jump right into this one, first and foremost, Max Holloway, McGregor 2. Let's get the predictions going. So we're going to start at a flyweight bout between Alexandro Acosta versus Cody Duran. Let's see. So when we stack up the stats, the experience goes to, when you look at it, the experience here is to Cody Duran. Cody Duran has fought 29 times, 1 no contest, 10 losses, and 18 wins, while Alexandro Acosta I have that correct. Give me a second on that. Alexandro Acosta has only fought a total of 21 times, and that is 16 wins and 5 losses. So when we talk about this, so both won their last fight. The height goes to Cody Duran, and Cody Duran's got the reach. So when it comes to that first flyweight bout of the night, I'm gonna lead towards Cody Duran because he's got more fights and that experience here. Now, I can always be surprised. We all know, doesn't matter how many fights you have, anything is possible, but I got Cody Duran over Alexandro Acosta. Now we're going to move on along to the next early prelim we got. We got middleweight bout between Ryan Gandria versus Zachary Reese. And when it comes to this, let's stat by stat matchup here. So, as far as we're concerned, Ryan has only had 10 fights. He's got 9 wins, 1 loss. We talk about Zachary Reese has had 14 total fights here. I'm going to break it down for you. He's had 10 wins, 3 losses, and 1 no contest. So let me go ahead and just address that. I do want to apologize if I said that last column was a no contest on those last guys. It is not. I want to correct that, make right from wrong. So we talk about Alexandro Costa and Cody Duran. I meant to say Cody Duran is 18 wins, 10 losses, and 1 draw. If you guys can understand, I want to make sure I get that correct while that is on mine. Now, let's get back into this Ryan Gandria and Zachary Reese. So we talk about this. Zachary's got only 3 losses and that 1 no contest. Zachary's got the height. He's at 6'4", while Ryan's at 6'1". You talk about the reach goes to Zachary, and if he effectively uses the reach, if Zachary Reese effectively uses the reach, I've got Zachary Reese winning that one if he can effectively use his reach, and if he can go and get to his offense, that's going to be Zachary Reese that wins that middleweight bout. Now, let's move up here to the next bout of the night. We've got a bantamweight bout with John Garza and Farhad Bashad. The odds are on John, and but Farhad is ranked here, so they say Farhad is the number 15 in the bantamweight division. I'm going to go Farhad. on that one. We got Damian Pinas. I understand Farhad. They're just right now. There's looking like there's not a lot up there in terms of in terms of you know extensiveness because Farhad is 15-0 and John Garza is having his first fight UFC. So there's reasons for why I picked what I picked. We got Damian Pinas versus Cesar Almeida. Woo. Or Caesar Almeida. So let's take a look at this, Damian. Let's take a look at this. So when we break this down extensively, Damian Pinas is 9-1. Cesar Almeida is 7-2. So when we talk about it, the height is very similar. Both are 6'1". So you talk about the reach is with Damian Pinas, and so are the odds. So I'm going to tell you that I'm going to lean towards Damian on that middleweight bout. I'm going to be leaning towards Damian on that middleweight bout. Now, the last of our prelims is a women's flyweight bout against Tracy Cortez and Wang Kang. Now, when we break this down here, we're going to take a look. So when we look at the records here, Tracy Cortez is 12 wins, 3 losses, while Wang Kang is nine wins, 1 loss. So Wang won her last fight while Tracy lost her last fight. So we look at this. Wang has got the height at 5'6". The reach is similar. The only advantage here when you look at it is Tracy Cortez has the leg reach by just a little bit. It's not a lot. So this is an evenly matched up fight here. You have Wang that is the number 12, and you have Tracy Cortez as the number 8 in the women's flyweight division. And when you talk about that, you look at the odds here. It's a negative 105 for Tracy Cortez and a negative 115 for Wang. It is a fairly evened up matchup here that is going to be fairly interesting. But with Tracy Cortez losing her last fight, for some fighters it's tough to bounce back after having a loss. Some are able to McGregor it out and get the win. I'm gonna side here with Wang Kang for that fight because she won her last fight. When you look at the sheer fold, she has not had as many fights. So you talk about Tracy has had 15 fights total, and Wang has had 10 fights total. But I look at that she's only had 1 loss, and that the build from that, and that's why I'm siding towards Wang over Tracy. You already know I can always be wrong, but those are your early prelims. So now we're going to start on your preliminary bout of the night. We got some good names in here. We're going to get through some of my favorites in here. So let's get started on that. So when we're in the preliminary bout, we're going to start off with a featherweight bout with Luke Riley versus Kai Kumar III. And we're going to get going on what that looks like. So when you look at Luke Riley, he is 13-0. When you look at Kai Kumar III, he's got 18 wins, 7 losses, and 1 draw. When we talk about that 1 draw, we look at who's got the height advantage. The height advantage falls to Luke Riley at 5'9". You look at the reach. The reach is about similar. It's Luke Riley with the leg reach. He's got a couple inches on him. When you talk about that, so now we have Luke Riley that has the better shot here. And with that being said, I'm citing Luke Riley on this fight because he's 13-0. Do I think that Kai Kumar III can't, snatch his O, as we like to call it? He can, but Luke Riley's got a few advantages, and I like the look here. I'm going to stick with the odds on this one that I believe Luke Riley's going to beat Kai Kumar III. Now, when we get up to this next fight here, we got a bantamweight bout with my personal favorite, Cody Garbrandt. That's another one of my favorite fighters. Look, guys, that Cody Garbrandt. Now, they don't have Cody Garbrandt winning this fight. The odds have Garbrandt at a plus 325, and Adrian Yankees at a negative 425. So let's break this down, because this one is my favorite. So it's one of my favorites on this card. So you have Cody Garbrandt that sits at 15 wins, 7 losses. So we talk about that 15 wins, 7 losses, and then you have Adrian Yankees sitting at 17 wins, 6 losses. So when you talk about Adrian Yankees, all the way around, Adrian Yankees has got the experience. But Adrian Yankees, and he's got one draw on his record. So Adrian drawed his last fight while Garbrandt got the win. You got Garbrandt sitting at 5'8". He's got the height, and he does not have the reach. The reach goes to Adrian Yankees. So Yankees has got reach. Garbrandt does not have any leg reach either. So with that being said, they got Yankees on this one. But I will tell you, give me a second, y'all. They got Yankees. I don't agree to that. I got Cody Garbrandt winning this fight. I got Garbrandt all day. I got Cody Garbrandt all day. And I got Garbrandt because depending on the Garbrandt we get for this fight, he fights very well sometimes. So there goes your bantamweight bout. We got another one of my personal favorites. And the reason being it is another one of my personal favorites is because, let's talk it out. We got another one of my personal, why I call this another one personal. We got Gable Steepson. We all know we got Gable Steepson making that UFC time, making his UFC time. We got Gable Steepson yet again, and he's gonna be Ellis Elson. He's going up against Ellis Elson. So we got Gable Steepson versus Ellis Elson. This is Gable Steepson's UFC debut. I believe it is. It's Gable Steepson's UFC debut. So Ellie Elson has got a 5-2 record. He lost his last fight. Gable Steepson's got his debut. And we much more else. We don't have much more than that because this is Gable Steepson's UFC debut. So they still got to do all that media for that Gable Steepson. But the odds have a negative 2,500 for Gable Steepson to win and 1,100 plus Ellis Elson. So the odds are on Gable Steepson, and I agree too. I got Gable Steepson. Now, we got Rob Whittaker and Nokia Ketlov. I got Rob Whittaker all day. I'm just gonna tell you that I got Rob Whittaker for that fight. I got Rob Whittaker. Although height goes to Nokia and reach and leg reach, I got Rob putting that work in. So now that was your preliminary bouts. Let's move on up. We're gonna come along and talk about the main card. So the first of our talks here, we got a lightweight bout between King Green and Terrence McKinney. So let's get at it. King Green, 35 wins, 17 losses, 1 draw, 1 no contest. We got Terrence at 18 wins, 8 losses. We talk about both won their last fight. Now, height is about similar. The reach is the interesting here. It goes to Terrence. Terrence has got that reach. And when it comes to leg reach, similar. So there's no there. The reach is going to be with Terrence. And I get the experience is with Green King, but I'm looking at this right now and I'm saying, Terrence is 18-8. He's got the reach. This is just something that, that is really interesting. And when we take a look at our odds here, the odds are negative Terrence McKinley to win the fight and plus 125 for King Green. So with that being said, I'm going to slide with the odds here that Terrence is going to get that work done. One of our next bouts we got going on is we got the number 6. We got let's get it started. We got a flyweight bout between Brandon Royval and Loner Kevanahov. Brandon is the number 4, while Loner is the number 6. So when we talk about that, the odds are on Loner. They don't think Brandon's going to win this fight, but let's stack it up for Brandon. Let's stack it up. So when you look at it, Brandon's got the height. He's 5'9". He's got height. When you look at it, he does not have the reach, but he has the leg reach. So we talk about there is some advantages there for Brandon. But when you look at the odds and where they say it, so let's take a look at these records to see if there's anything. So you got Loner that sits at a record of 10 wins, 1 loss. You got Brandon that sits at 17 wins and 9 losses. Brandon's got the experience, but Loner's only lost once. And that plays to the difference that 1 loss tells you that he's fighting very well. Do I think Brandon can give him his second loss? It's possible, but Brandon also lost his last fight while Loner won his last fight. So we talk about that, and we look at this. The odds have it correct, but I'm still going to side Brandon on this with the experience. I think Brandon can go ahead and give him his second loss. He can bounce back here. You know, given that what I say, it's hard for a fighter to bounce back from the loss, but you look at this. You look at Brandon's experience, and you have to say to yourself, if we check the win by, the win by percentages say 53% submission for if Brandon is to win by that, So that's an interesting thing. So I would, I'm gonna side with Brandon to win that. I'm gonna go Brandon for that. Now, in our next bout, bantamweight bout, we got another bantamweight bout. We got Mario Batista. So we got Corey Shahanagan versus Mario Batista. So let's look at this how it is. But I'm going to tell you already. I've seen a Batista fight. I'm siding Batista already as it is. I'm telling you right already as it is. So we talk about this. Corey sits at 18 wins, 6 losses. Mario sits at 17 wins, 3 losses. We talked about, we're going to talk about here some of the advantages here when it comes to it. The height goes to Corey. He sits at 5'11". Now, when we talk about the reach goes to Mario, and the leg reach goes to Corey. So it's they have some advantages, some disadvantages when you look at that. Now, let's take a look at this win by. When we take a look at this win by percentage, when we're looking at this win by percentage, very well, you look at submission is 41% for Mario, and TKO KO is at 18%, while for Corey, that is a 44% KO/TKO, and submission for Corey is a 17%, while a decision for both of them is around the same. We're sitting at about 41% for Mario, and we're sitting at about 39% for Corey. And we talk about that. That's going to be a difference here, where this fight may take place. And I'm going to side Mario. I'm still going to side Mario. Although Corey's the number 4, Mario's number 7, I'm still siding Mario. The odds are on for Corey, but I got Mario on this one. All day I got Mario. Now, this is another interesting one that I'm excited for. It's not a favorite, but I'm excited for it. You got Benoit St. Denis versus Paddy Pimblett. Like, if you can't tell me that ain't going to be good, that the baddie, as they call him, Paddy Pimblett, is not going to get it done, I'm sorry. No matter what, I always go Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett gets that work done. You look at Benoit St. Denis is the number 5, while Paddy Pimblett is the number 6. It doesn't get more closer than that. They're kind of evenly ranked in the lightweight division, where you kind of look at this and you say, wow, this could turn out to be a really good fight. Now, when you look at Benoit St. Denis' record, he has 17 wins, 3 losses, and 1 no contest. And you look at Paddy Pimblett, Paddy Pimblett's got that experience, 23 wins and 4 losses. Paddy Pimblett lost his last fight, while Benoit St. Denis won his last fight. But you talk about the heights are fairly similar. You got Benoit St. Denis sitting at 5'11", but you have Paddy Pimblett sitting at 5'10". So you talk about that. The reach is very interesting here because it's fairly the same. They're both at about 73 inches. You talk about leg reach, it's about 40 inches. Nobody has an advantage over anybody, which is why I say this is going to make it a very interesting fight because you have Paddy Pimblett with more experience, but you have Benoit St. Denis that really he's got the height, but the reach and leg reach it's the same here. So let's take a look at the win by percentages when we talk about this win by percentages. So KO/TKO for Benoit St. Denis is about 35%, while you look at Paddy Pimblett, it's at 30%. We look at the submission. Submission for Benoit St. Denis is 65%. That's a big percentage there. Wow, for Paddy Pimblett, it's a 43%. Now, decisions. Now, when we talk about Benoit St. Denis, percentage by decision is a 0%. When we talk about Paddy Pimblett, that's a 26% go by decision. So that tells you something. That tells you something. Benoit St. Denis finishes fights. That makes it even more interesting when you look at the totality of this fight here. It makes it even more interesting. So let's take a look and see what the grappling looks like here. The takedown accuracy of Benoit St. Denis is 35%. He averages 4.19 average takedowns. You look at Paddy Pimblett, he has a 0.69 average takedown. So you talk about his takedown accuracy is 21% for Paddy the Baddy. Takedown defense is 72% for Benoit St. Denis. For Paddy Pimblett, it is 44%. Submission average is 1.5 for Paddy Pimblett. For Benoit St. Denis, it is a 1.75. We talk about this. That this is lining up, that Benoit St. Denis is going to put on a clinic, but I will still side Paddy Pimblett because Paddy Pimblett can fight. I don't think Benoit St. Denis is going to be able to finish Paddy Pimblett. I think if it happens, it's going to go the distance. If it's going to be that type of fight for Pimblett and he's going to be able to hang in there, it's going to go the distance. But I do think Paddy Pimblett can finish Benoit St. Denis. I do believe that. So now, that's our co-main. Our main event of the evening is what I think all of us are waiting for, is this Conor McGregor, Max Holloway 2. And we've previously broke down this already, but you already know I'm McGregor all the way on this podcast. I'm Conor McGregor on this podcast all day. So there's no way you're going to see me say Max Holloway, although the odds are plus 170 for McGregor and a negative 205 for Holloway. The odds are on Holloway. I don't care. McGregor all day. So let's go. Let's get at it. McGregor has 22 wins and 6 losses, while Max Holloway's got that experience, 27 wins and 9 losses. Both have no draws. It's going to make a difference. Both lost their last fights. Let's talk about this. You got Max Holloway that sits at 5'11". He's got that height. But you have McGregor with the reach. McGregor's got a 74-inch reach here, while Max Holloway's only got a 69-inch. But it's Max Holloway with a 42-inch leg reach that's 2 inches over McGregor there. So we talk about this. This is Conor McGregor we're talking about. We're going to get a type of McGregor we have not seen. And this is what I'm saying. All day, every day, McGregor. He's going to go in there. He's going to do what he has to do. Both of them lost, so we can't talk about who's going to want to bounce back more because it's going to be tough no matter what. But this is going to be a good fight. This Max Holloway McGregor is going to be a good fight. I want you all to know that this Max Holloway Conor McGregor is going to end up being something that we have not seen before. It's going to be a really, really good fight. And I say that because Max Holloway, Conor McGregor, the first one was good. If you ask me, the first one was really good. Now we're talking about another one, and I'm telling you, word up. You know how it is. Word up. Cowboy up. It's going to be good. It's going to be good no matter how we look at this. I think it's going to be really, 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 really good. And I like how this is going to go. That this is going to very well be something that we're going to like. I'm very sure we're going to like this. We're going to like this Max Holloway Conor McGregor fight because Me, I'm gonna tell you straight up. There's no way this fight doesn't end out really well. And I say that because it's just like I said, it's gonna be fairly hard to not have that fight end out well. It's just the way I look at it. It's gonna be really hard for it not to end out as a fight, as it not go the way it should. I just don't see it not going the way it should. So that's gonna be an interesting one, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good no matter how you look at it. No matter how you look at it, it's gonna be good. So when we talk that, that's a fairly interesting way to look at it. No matter how you look at it, we got Max Holloway McGregor this week. You know that's a UFC is cooking. Oh, I hope you all had a good July 4th and partied it up. Now it's time for Max Holloway McGregor. He's not gonna get any better than that. Two. This is the second time they're fighting. Two. We're getting a two out of this one. And that's where I kind of say, hey, this gonna be good. This gonna be good. That's why I say it's gonna be good. It gonna be good, y'all. It, it's gonna be good. There's no right or wrong way to look at it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It, it gonna be good, y'all. It gonna be good, y'all. It gonna be good, y'all. There's there's no right or wrong way to say it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good because we're talking Conor McGregor here, and we're talking Max Holloway. Like, there's no right or wrong way to go about a Max Holloway McGregor, but it's gonna get good. You know, whether Max Holloway does get the victory or whether Conor does not, find his way, or whether Conor wins, regardless, I'm telling you, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good regardless. Regardless, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good regardless. It's gonna be good regardless. And I know that's something that, a lot of you're like, wow, is it? Yeah. hmm I believe it. I believe it is gonna be good. No matter what, I believe it's gonna be good. I do. I do. I like it. I like it. I like what we're getting out of this. We're gonna get a nice McGregor out of this. And I like it. I like how it is. I like what we're going to be seeing in terms of this fight. It's just all the way around. It's gonna be really good. It's gonna be really, really good all the way around. And I like that. No matter what, I like it. No matter what, I really like it. So with that being said, it's gonna get good. And I'm still gonna root Connor all day, every day. Connor, 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 Connor. Because I'm down the heart. I'm a McGregor fan. All the way down. I'm a McGregor fan, and I've always have been, and I always will be. Because the way Conor McGregor fights is just it's you it's unique. Yes, there are some fights that Conor doesn't do well, but there are other fights where Conor does do well. Connor does do well. So it's all very different in terms of what McGregor we may or may not get. And I say that because sometimes you can get a good McGregor, sometimes you can get one that just isn't gonna that that isn't gonna be well. And that's just kind of how I look at it. So with that being said, we are in the end of this epi already. I know, like you guys say, these things are not long enough, and I know they're not. They're really not. But this is what I bring to you guys in this fight week. I bring to you guys this because you already know I do 2 episodes a week, every week, where I've had this streak going since last year. I've been still putting out epis, and regardless of the fact, I refuse to miss an epi for any reason. I refuse to miss an epi because I see it as I see it as letting you guys down, the fans. I always want to make sure that I put out epis for you guys because you enjoy it. It's so many of you that you'll hit us up on Instagram or send an email, or like you will reach out to us and say, wow, this was really great. I found this very helpful. I found this and that. And all I really ever do is share my opinion on here. And for you guys have always liked it. And there are some of you, like in the wrestling epis, the Penn Staters, that absolutely love to prove me wrong. When I say, oh, Penn State's not going to win, and they win, they love it. And I enjoy that so much because I don't have a problem with being wrong. I will set my opinion, and it's okay to be wrong. And there are times that I will be. And I'm okay with that. It's like when you guys reach out and say, hey, they did actually say this is how it is. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And that's the way I look at it. So that being said, this is the Weigh In Podcast. Well, first of all, I'm going to say like, comment, share, subscribe. I remembered this time. A lot of you still get on me for that. But that being said, this is the Weigh In Podcast by Benoit Chestnut and the occasional pop in Sebastian Romero. And that's really all I got for you on this one. So with that being said, Weigh In out.
The Weigh In, where stories ignite.